as we have a fresh session of Rescue at Raxis. Last time the party got back to town. Faffed around a bit. Something foul happened in the arena. There was protracted discussion about it. It actually lasted quite a long while. Malgurn made friends, which is a rarity. They were even dwarfs. You remember them, right? You remember all their names?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember all their names, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Recite.
Stumpy, Drinky. uh,
You're just describing your own character.
Beardy.
No, Birdie. He scares birdies. Yes, it was Terry Tectonic, now renamed Terry Tiny Dick.
That's right, yeah. He can't keep his nickname now.
Hauser Rockfall and Ibby Irongut. Ibby being the one who was basically denuded by the Dragonborn. With no beard, eyebrow, or frizzy arm hair.
Ooh.
He is a scabrous, hairless figure. But you're having drinks with him. But when we left off, Cornelius had laid in a leading line during the double date. A question to probe patience. And the answer is thus: yes. And then she sips her drink.
Do you remember much about him?
Little bit. It was a few years into apprenticeship. We worked on raising up the stone for Cobalt House, which I must admit was a taxing job, but very rewarding. Except these days whenever they're running around slitting purses. But they are funny when they get into the bars. I've met him a few times, yes. Not a whole lot of conversation. He just wanted to rant and rave about his exploits, which some were interesting, and then they got very foul quite quickly.
Yeah, that sounds like our experience as well. No, it does seem like he has a lot of some knowledge about what has happened before. Suddenly it became very difficult to find information about the city.
What have you been looking into?
Anything, basically. There's basically only non-committal numbers. Basically only numbers interesting for a taxman, so to speak. Of course, I suppose if you're a proper bookkeeper, you could probably find something, but no, hardly any words or deeds. Just raw, diluted fact.
And you're trying to find more.
It would be nice to have a better idea about the whole history of the place, about what has led up to this point.
It's not usually something you do whenever you just arrive somewhere. It seems to be something you'd have a motive for, Mr. Cent.
Well, one is a scholar after all, and we've been here. It would always be nice to figure out why things are happening, get a better idea, form one's own opinion than those formed by those told and are biased, so to speak.
You're getting scrutinized by the golden eyes. She's got the chin on the back of her hands. A bit of a smile. But, I mean, anything that would be relevant, that would just be a conversation piece in a bar. To need books to study, that would be going quite a bit ways back. And what possible interest would you have there?
Well, that's the thing.
A
Just have to
reminder that
figure out what
Castalia
you
and Kagratz are at the same table here.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I have yet to find any questions to talk about. It's hard to have a conversation and talking about and finding information if you do not yet know what question to ask. The only so far the only place we have had some information has been a place where it seems to be eyes upon you, and this also needs sizable donation to even visit.
Ooh,
The
places like that
largest of
gives
the
me the
temples
creeps.
themselves.
The majority are well-meaning, but it's... She sits back, stretches the arms out a bit as if to emphasize where you are. It's such a mercenary way that those guys run the temple.
I don't think I ever introduced her as us to being merchants ourselves, so I don't know why she's saying it that way.
Oh, well, no, she just doesn't know. You haven't informed her of your purpose, unlike with Kagratz, who knows everything.
Oh yeah,
The night before, you told Castalia, be careful what you tell him.
yeah.
Oh, I told him everything.
Well then, yeah.
Yep.
It's also fun to think of the table arrangement here, because you probably have Cornelius and Kagratz on one side, with Kagratz trying to scoot a little bit to give elbow room to both himself and Cornelius. On the other side, you've got the Deadly Devils, who have to sit apart a bit just so horns don't clatter. A stag could run at any moment at the sound of that.
Besides, if we are to engage with the nobles, it would be nice to also be in some way prepared to avoid stepping accidentally on any toes. Asking questions that perhaps would not be popular to start asking the wrong people.
It's a long line of words to get to that conclusion there. But yes, there's always some questions like, why has there not been a court wizard? Why has there not been a school established here before? Why is the arcane so discouraged? And yet the Fuggle Club so successful? Well, of course I know the reason for that. They see knightly endeavors, sword in hand, sitting on the back of a horse, as something to be lauded. Then they turn to artistry as well. It's not enough that they swing swords and all. They also have to be artistes. They have to create great works and establish legacy, provenance. And not one of them was an accomplished poet. It was tiresome to hear any of this. Little story, my parents trotted out a possible fiancé for me. He was 7 years my elder, and he did not know how to rhyme. But oh, the poems he had about me. On his first meeting of me. Never having seen me before. Oh my god, I wish to pull out my horns and stab myself through the throat with them.
Still, sounds like it was more pleasant than when the ogre started, or the Oni started reading poets about us when we were in the district.
I don't think you brought this one up.
Oh yes, when we helped clear up the issue in the poor district.
There's some uncomfortable shuffling from Kagratz, which wouldn't be noticeable except he's so fucking huge.
It just sounds like some. Is he wearing his armor?
No.
Is it just because?
Yeah, just
okay,
tunic and trousers. He's in his casual gear. Laying over is a scratch at the shoulder.
Oh yes, one of them decided that it had to take up poetry while trying to hunt us down. It was agonizing. The poems, I mean.
It got very personal.
That it did.
Let's see.
So that
yes. As you
wasn't bad. That was the first one to die, so at least you didn't have to hear that rest of the fight.
as it plays in your memory. Fancy man with a terrible aim. Thought he'd make it hot and heavy. Grabbed his ball and spoke arcane. Blew his load and burned the shanty.
Oh.
That would be a great one for Castalia to remember to tell patients.
Grab a tiefling by the horn. Eyes of gold and full of scorn. Tell her this won't hurt much. Then get to twisting till the crunch. Hear her sob, curse, and whine. You've taken a load off her mind. And of course, let's not forget the important one. Kobold fool, thin bones, lean meat. Tonight, you.
Yes. Pick on the small one.
When he did a haiku, a smaller poem for a smaller enemy.
I mean, I guess that's also fitting for an Oni.
Sounds absolutely awful. I mean, literally so. Why do so many get deluded about their own creativity?
I know. That's the problem when there's no one to criticize, I suppose.
Mm. And
Especially when you make critiques with an extreme amount of violence.
Oni, though, fascinating creatures. Terrible, terrible things, but interesting in how they operate.
Oh, you're aware of them?
Little bits and pieces. Mostly, you get told these stories as a child. You didn't, Cornelius?
Nope.
You were just told. Keep your back straight. Don't fuck up. Speak politely. Use every word in someone's title. Oh yes, invisibility, how they'd fly through, disguise themselves as fellow children or your own parents and lead you away. Always be careful who you trust. Surprising to think there's one here. There was one here, though.
Well, two.
Yeah, so back to the history lessons. So what is one of those specific things you're interested in? What's that little chain of connections you were looking to make between myself and Zarzul the Mighty?
Well, you mentioned that your aunt, I believe, was built the Kobold House.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I do not know specifically in which part of the timeline that would have been the age of your aunt at that time. But as you said yourself, you were part of help constructing it.
Oh, I was but a child, but yes. Which isn't that long ago, I assure you. I know it's hard to tell. I think you'll find myself and Talia here be like this for many decades on. It's quite beneficial. Yes, I was merely helping out, shaping a few stones, digging out the earth. But yes, I mean, construction work started on it sometime. It was before myself. Yes. My aunt put a few decades into it. It was a slow process because of there was issues with the foundation, I believe. Digging deep into the city is a little tough with the sewer system and whatnot. So to be carefully sculpted, raised up, bound together. Because of course you don't just find a rock like that so easily. Had to be pieced together and then suitably fused. Days upon days of careful sculpting. And then they go and make holes throughout the whole thing. Then we had to fill in beneath it as well to make sure that it didn't just fall right through into a great pit. Yes, it must have been... Well, I'd say probably around the best part of 8 decades or so. Maybe fewer, maybe more. I'm surprised you're not just asking Adagoon. He was there doing it.
Well, It's relatively new information. I didn't piece together at that point that Atagoon would have been part of it.
Yes, but he's the main circle keeper after all.
Hmm.
I'm not sure you could really call him that, considering it's a circle of 2.
You being the second?
Somewhat. Old commitments. Could be useful to have a nature department. After all, those books do grow on trees.
I suppose. And I suppose there's also certain alchemical ingredients and others. Usually requires certain plants.
And learning about nature breeds in a healthy respect of the elements, especially when you're going to be bending them to your will.
Can you just look a bit away, talking at his the hem of his shirt?
So, back in the city, little adventure, and I'm not hearing any details. Aren't you going to wow me with your exploits?
Not sure there's much wowing in this. So
Corny,
much as this.
Corny, you saw my performance. I could
Please.
do with cheering up. What face is Castalia making when she sees that?
Questioning?
When she can already see Cornelia squirming as, don't call me that, please.
Yeah, yeah. I was also. Please don't call me that. I had enough of that hearing it from my brother.
Well, I'll let you into a little secret. We're saying it in very different tones. I'd hope so anyway. Having never met the man.
Oh, goody for her.
I think it's probably good for him. I imagine he'd probably be walking the rest of his life on his knees because he cannot be able to spread his legs apart.
How would you like to come back to my apartment for a little doggy style? Oh no, I'd rather go wolf style. And then she mauls him.
In any case, well, I've been talking up a lot. Castalia. What was your impression of our last adventure?
Well, we certainly could share some details, but about how populated is the area we're in.
Well, we could probably reduce some of the details as to why we were there.
I was more worried about, what we found.
Oh, being very clandestine here.
Well,
A venture to purge the minds of a problem.
I'm getting whisked away on specifics. It's so easy to picture. I'm teasing Tally, please continue.
Of creatures born, not of birth, but of twisted flesh and bone. Oof. Creatures that wanted to be your clothing. Oof. Horrible.
It's not all terrible, depending on the offer.
Horrible, jagged meat snakes on the ceiling. Ready to rend flesh.
Jagged meat snakes. That reminds me, how is your friend and her cat boy? I haven't seen Horizon for a few days now. He was quite depressed.
Oh no.
I haven't a clue. She doesn't talk about it.
All right, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
to be fair, she did. To be fair, she did just. I believe she went to visit him, so I believe we'll find out very soon enough.
Oh, good. He's a wonderful little performer and all, but he is so depressing when he's just getting so melancholy, lost in his own thoughts, getting drunk on an insultingly small quantity of wine. Although a few of the patrons are fine with that, they steal his drink afterwards. But no one likes a sad kitty. So yes, jagged meat snakes and creatures that want to cover you. Yes.
They want to envelop you. And I am
She gives a
unsure
wink to
what-
Cornelius at this.
And I'm unsure of what happens after that, and I'd rather not think too much about it.
There were big uns.
They were.
Really big. One was confusingly large. Now, darlings, I say this with all affection. I feel we've all gotten to know each other quite well, and you take care of my little corny here. So I'm just going to say this politely as a friend. You should probably hire a bard or a minstrel, someone who is good with words and expressing what you've done, because I am not whisked away on a cloud of whimsy here, nor enthralled by the epic glories of heroism.
Azidahaka.
All right, name, place, religion.
Oh, someone is not educated.
Oh, that is a low blow.
Fucking weird.
Strange flex.
There. Yeah. Oh, you do not know about this ancient dead mummy from fucking thousands of years ago.
We've only found a scant reference to the thing in the deepest books of the library. What are you, a casual? I bet those books on your shelves are just to look nice.
It has something to do, well, possibly to do with
If it
an
helps,
ancient-
Tally, we can express ourselves a little bit more naturally as she speaks in Infernal.
That is more helpful. An ancient chaotic dragon god.
Oh my.
That twists the very flesh and wills of those who
And
worship.
you found pieces of it, the whole thing? A mention?
Worship sites.
There's no dragons in Raxis.
Not anymore.
Hmm. But, I mean, the only stories I've heard have been of invasions. Creatures from outside coming in, never ones that are from here or worshipped. I mean, all dragon worship has been banned for so long. I assume since before I was born, but I can't really check on these things myself. And then back to
It feels
common.
But yes, in common, it feels like it is a recent addition.
Well, actually, whenever you saw the site, like, recently excavated, but the place itself seemed incredibly ancient,
Yeah.
but magically
that is
upkept.
true.
Like, you found a
that is-
teleportation circle that was faded
Hmm.
to the point of non-functioning.
Well, that is true. Just its recent discovery and another like it. Almost. It feels like someone is looking for them.
I'll admit this is outside my knowledge. Don't have to be so smug about it, but it is.
Sorry.
It's alright, it's fine to see a little bit of devil expressed in you at last.
I also don't want to start a panic in the city. There's enough trouble here without throwing more fuel to the fire.
Most of them, luckily, will not understand it, as they don't grasp even the simplest of performance arts, let alone an actual threat. Yes, I'm still mad. I will be I will be for most of the night unless I am cheered up. Mr. Scent.
Well, I suppose we also should be getting around to ordering something to actually to eat and something to drink with it. I suppose we could cover the bill for this round if that'll help.
I know he's new to this, but how new is he to this, Destalia?
In my time of knowing him, you're one of the very first I've seen him with.
It's a compliment, but I feel like there should have been more chasing him. Or him chasing others. I don't know, is it good to be the only winner by default?
It might mean he's just very selective.
There you go, she's winging it for you.
Cornelius
That was
is
a very
very
good wingman.
This is going completely old Cornelius is it. What the fuck are they talking about?
Yes, well, fine. Drinks, food.
Also, why is Patience keep slipping in and out with an accent?
Because it's too easy to slip into it, that's the problem. I think she had one when she first showed up as well.
No, that's something recent you started.
Yeah. It's just very easy whenever you go there, where she keeps on slipping into trembling purr. Because it's the same kind of vivaciousness, you know, very outspoken, outgoing.
Mm.
And it's easier to play with an accent than it is to play with words.
Yeah.
So, over at the bar, we have Chucklefuck and Shortman. The fuck are you two up to?
Well, I'm imagining I'm getting plied with a little bit of drink, but I'm not actually near the dwarves. I don't think they'd be happy with me.
Yes. The main drinks that come out are all shorts and halves, just for fun. That's enough for you.
That's fine.
The same as being served to the dwarfs. So yeah, you're basically on the opposite side of the bar compared to Malgern, who has his three best friends.
They're doing their favorite pastime for dwarves, grumbling.
Oh no, it's more than that. Malgern, a horrible moment starts up. They are starting to sing. Malgern?
Oh, apparently it was me. Okay. I was like, oh god, we have no. Can't we just make fun of Terry? We were having fun making fun of Terry. Why you gotta ruin it?
They are starting a song from a clan that you are not belonging of.
Oh no.
Okay. I can fake this.
Can you?
Maybe.
Performance, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I was prepared for.
There's only like 3 words, and 2 of them are gold.
Hey, yeah, I know 2 out of 3 of those words.
You blag it
One.
enough. You're able to skim, just get the right sort of sound, slightly slower than them.
We're pretty plastered. I can blend in.
More importantly, you time your drinking on most of the main lines. You join in for the chorus, you've got the chorus down by now on the 5th repetition. However, it is, of course, horrible. But then, so is the main performance by the people who actually know the song.
I was gonna say, isn't it? I mean, let's face it.
This is a dark, slow, drudgy, depressing song, but still has a beat to it. So you could hammer someone to it.
Boom.
It's one of those songs where it keeps every 100 years or so, there's added new verses to cover the people who died
Yep.
last time.
And it's pretty much got the chorus line of "We drink and we die and continue to drink."
I'm just looking up dwarven drinking songs.
I'm
Okay,
just
so we
thinking to
gotta ask-
myself, I was like, is this a Disney ride? You know.
Like I said, if you look up Irish drinking song by I think the Da Vinci Notebook. That's the one with that fucking line: "We drink and we die and continue to drink." That's the perfect drinking song. But yes, is there anywhere you want to go this night with Belgern? Are you going to fervor your allegiance to these?
I'm having a grand old time. What are they doing? Yeah.
Well, one of them's still fucking bleeding from when he got beaten up by a kobold.
It's fine.
Just pour a little alcohol in it.
He does. He slams his fist in the bar. I want 3 fucking shots for my 3 fucking openings. Alright, newbie. With a fucking lovely beard there. What do you use in it anyway? The fat of your enemies or just the natural gore that splatters? Anyway, you're gonna take that and you're gonna pour it right into my wounds. Let me stretch on back and reopen.
I'm just getting caught up on this. Here we go. Consumption took me mother and me father got the pox. My brother drank the whiskey and he wound up in a box.
Told you it's a great song.
Yeah.
He poses and when the drinks get poured in, he screams his fucking heart out.
This kind of startles me. I almost fall off my stool because I'm just into it.
But then he declares, Another round for me and me injuries.
I got 2 hands. One of them's empty. Let's do this.
So he's reveling in a good dwarvish time. Zarzul, how about you? Making any friends? Looking around?
Just looking around, getting to know a few people. Not
Purposely
drinking
ignoring
too
Tall
much.
Green.
That's right, Tall Green is there.
Yeah.
After his performance got no applause, no attention, he sat up at the bar, occasionally glances to the quartet at the table, especially as food and drink is brought over to him.
Question: am I getting more applause than he was?
Sort of. It's a personal applause, so you do get more, but you also have a smaller audience. Like, no one really cares about the drinking dwarves right now, except for the dwarves, who are having a fucking great time.
Yeah. All right.
Right now, Ibby is trying to get tips from you and his brothers. It's got to regrow in, and I've got to do it all natural. But I was thinking going a bit lopsided, leave some space for my bow arm,
If you don't wash it, it grows faster.
I'll have to fucking wash it. There's about 5 layers of skin that have to be peeled off here. Look at this. He starts pulling at his burn wounds.
Nasty. I kind of dumped some drink on it. There we go. Yeah.
God, I've just got this horrible vision now of him scratching it into a drink and then swinging it back. Like, these are hardcore dwarves. These are the type to bite the neck off a bottle before drinking. And then chew on the bottle.
I mean, how else are we supposed to get our fiber?
But give me a con save. Because they are applying you with drinks. As much as they're applying themselves as well.
This is fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh yeah, you're holding your own. The tank is steadily filling.
Yes.
But you're staying more coherent and lucid than the
I've still got room. This is fine.
Yep.
To be fair, the rest of them also lost a lot of blood, so alcohol is easier filling up the veins.
It's not a case of getting drunk, it's replacing what's been lost.
Just give me half that loaf to sop this up with on the way down,
All you need to do is stick a fucking needle on that bourbon and bring it into my vein, and I'm just refueling.
I could totally see a dwarf doing that, just flipping the bottle upside down, putting a tube in the cork.
I only need to get like 15 milliliters of blood back. That's the normal content, right? The rest is alcohol flowing through the veins.
Yeah. God, there's too much blood in my alcohol system. Oh, God.
So, as much as you're a brother and I could love you forever and you'll always be my kinsman, who the fuck are you anyway?
I'm Malgern of the Torvir, the mine. Yeah,
You don't look like a miner, you look more like the mine cart itself.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm not in charge of the mine. I'm looking for a thing for the mine, for a friend, a kinsman, best buddy of mine. You know, like you just said.
Did I? What'd I say? I bet it was fucking terrific. You know me, I'm a wordsman. Among my kin, I'm the one who sings the best. I have the right rhythm. I have the flow of a river. And also, I've got a big fucking muscles. Look at these. Look at the show. I could break a bottle off these. I have done. Fuck, I have done. Look. Look at the scars. Look at the lines, bloody.
All right, I'm gonna do something cocky here. You think those are scars? No, I told you I was a warrior.
Fucking prove it.
Start flexing.
Oh, fuck, he is and all, isn't he? No, he's wearing armor. That's making him like twice the size. He takes that off and I bet he looks like a halfling.
All right, I'll take the armor off.
So
I'm
you're
doing
stripping in the bar.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fucking doing it.
But the great part is it's plate armor, which takes 10 minutes to get off.
Yeah, I'll just hop off my stool and be like, fine.
There's
unhooking shit. Yeah.
There's booze getting splashed in as well, as they keep on trying to get you more drinks while you're taking this off. There's a lot of hooping and hollering as well, as one of them chants out, "I'll give you 2 silver if it's a fucking woman."
Yeah. As I'm taking it up, like, people are handing me drinks, so I'm taking the drink, being like, here, hold this, handing them half my breastplate, you know.
You're trying to get your straps undone and they're retying them into different ones.
Yeah.
So he's having a fun time. Back to the date table. They do indeed serve decent chicken.
Well, right now Cornelius is just kind of looking at it skeptically.
You watch as Patience digs her knife into it and starts to pour part of her wine bottle into it.
Oh.
It's so dry. I mean, it's enjoyable, but it's always so dry.
I suppose that's one way of dealing with a dry chicken.
She just looks around. So, what do you think you'll be doing next?
Well, we'll probably be applying for some better work up in the noble quarters. Already have 1 foot inside from the last assignment, but haven't heard much since then, so... But I hope that it hasn't happened something that makes us unwanted in some way, or if they've just been too busy. Must make sure to strike while the social iron is warm, so to speak.
Well, there has been a bit of back and forth, whatnot. I mean, Viazel has finally marched out of the city, so that's a change of pace. To be fair,
yes,
most of them over to the west.
We noticed on our way back.
Oh, yes, I heard a lot of that movement, yes. Of course, they haven't been blaring out where they're going to or what deeds. They usually wait until they come back before extorting themselves. I think it's because, what was the rumor again? The Baron. You remember seeing him with that, the contract he handed Sir Borhen?
Ah, yes.
Apparently quite a few have caved in and started to sign that now, so he's feeling a lot less threatened in stealing the throne. Still, no crown. Archbishop is still missing, from what I've heard.
The Archbishop. Have we heard about that before?
You have.
Okay.
But because it didn't have immediate monetary gain, no one gave a fuck. But yeah, you heard it at that party.
Okay.
There's rumors that the Archdeacon was traveling up north and has gone missing for a while. And that is the man who christens the next king. Or, was it?
Ah, yeah.
Not christens, it's another word for it.
Well, yeah, crown the new king.
I thought there's another term for it, not just crown. But yeah, that way.
Are you thinking of coronation?
Coronation, that's it.
Coronate.
Coronating.
But you
Coronation.
crown a king, and he has a coronation. So
Yeah.
Same thing.
And of course, how important is that really? I mean, it'll
How
make
important it is.
yes. I mean, at the end of the day, how important would the crown actually be at this point?
Hmm.
If everyone signed themselves off succession anyway, no fret.
Well, it is about traditions, and you also want to make absolutely certain that you have been fully chosen to be the assigned ruler.
Is that a big thing
Any
for you? Tradition?
Well, when you are of noble upbringing, it is one of the most vital things to control, to keep in power. There is much about stepping inside the line of tradition, otherwise it seems like you have no idea what you're doing.
It gets quite soulless though very quickly.
I mean, once you look at anything, look at any tradition, it can become quite soulless if you just look at it from a logical way. I mean, why does every peasant have a harvest fest afterwards? Why do they have large balls to make the sons and daughters meet?
So I
Also
suppose you found it
traditions-
very fitting that we met at a ball. Must have pleased your
suppose so.
traditional mind very nicely.
That was certainly an effective way to get shaking a few hands, get to know the area.
Hmm.
A lot more convenient than having to walk up to each door and introducing yourself.
And then the elders in your family making the decisions, of course, because traditionally you have not risen to that seat yet. It's held by those already set in their ways.
I suppose in a certain way, yes.
And so if you return home, do you think mother and father are going to approve of this caster that you've met? I'm only from a merchant family, after all.
Well, let's just say by the time I return home, there will be others. There will be other reasons I'll be returning home. And by then, I do not think they would give much care about who else I brought with me, as long as what else I bring home is what they're looking for.
Oh, delightful. I can count on their apathy then.
Trust me, second born, I'm the second born, or seen as a spare.
Well, you're the first choice for some at the moment. And again, that's part of the issue of tradition. I mean, firstborn, I mean, he might be older than you, but I doubt he's got all of that arcane power.
As much arcane power as the bottle in Malgurn's hand, as I point over to the dwarves.
Which is ironic because it's a bottle of Goodberry wine.
Now, my question is, he points over to the doors. Are any of us actually holding a bottle? Or we all have mugs? Do we make him look really stupid?
You've got bottles stuffed into mugs.
Okay. This is acceptable.
And you've got a cup in one of the mugs too while you're at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a couple of empty bottles tied into the beards of the various dwarfs there as well.
Make it even more racket and noise.
It's how you keep track of what you've done. It also makes a horrible clatter against the metal armor when Malgurn finally gets rid of it. Shit, he fucking is ripped and all.
And then, of course, with the tattoo that he doesn't even remember he got in his drunken stupor.
The tattoo he does remember, but he doesn't want to remember anymore.
Yeah. The oath.
Oh yeah, but the dwarves at the table recognize it as him being a paladin.
Not at this point.
Okay.
The fuck you got that on your shopping list? Or is that just the hooters you've had?
I don't remember.
You're a fucking kinky man to be going for gobos.
Oh god.
Well,
Mind you, I've seen what the mouth can do. The goblin part is actually quite appropriate.
Ugh.
I've seen one take in a full hog's head.
More drink.
Mind you, that's more Pathfinder goblins.
Ugh,
The fucking evil piranhas.
the best goblins.
I had a boss that looked like the Pathfinder Piranhas.
Corey was a fucking goblin. Yeah.
I bet it was a joy every time he said, "Could you show up? Could you take overtime?"
If you could get those peace set reports on me, that'd be great.
Bold of you to assume they ask you.
I know it's the weekend, and all, but if you come in for a morning shift, that'd just be great.
Yeah.
By which I mean that'd be compulsory. That is your job security vanishing if you say no.
Yeah, it is.
He kept sending me stickers in text messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hysterical. Anyways,
Yes.
Yes.
Sarzul. You're sitting there drinking.
Yep. How many people are actually getting to know me, or are they just occasionally dropping a drink off now?
Well, that's the thing. Are you socializing, or are you just reining in your performance? Or are you just
But
liquidating
it's
your credibility?
A bit of socializing, getting to know a few of the more local people here, so I'm at least less likely to be thrown out next time.
It's the usual things of, look, mate, you're not one of the kobolds from this place, are you?
No, my tribe is a long way from here. I've travelled far.
Mate, does your dog do tricks?
It knows glare.
It knows how to sneer, growl. It can bite on command. Not just mine, anyone's command.
Or whenever it feels like.
If you have a
Also,
rabbit, I could make it disappear really quick.
It can also pull prey down occasionally.
The DC never goes up. But yeah, you get the chats. Mainly just local types. You're mainly hearing a repeat of the sort of information you've already gotten as well. Stuff like people complaining about how some of the foodstuffs are starting to get a bit more expensive.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to pick up anything new.
I mean, there's some goading you on for another round.
I don't think I've drunk that much yet.
Very drunk one saying, you've got the chance, you could go for Salamez. Because that's like when a normal adventurer like fights an actual dragon you know the size is about to see him.
No.
Only this one's got thumbs and a big sword. Like, I mean, that's like 6 or 7 of you, that sword. But I think
Well,
you've got it. What you do is you just keep dodging. You just keep moving around.
Didn't work last time.
You fought him before? I would have remembered that. I've been to several of his matches.
It was a private match up in the nobles area.
Oh, well, fucking fancy. I bet he got some mad women there.
Quite likely. Damn near killed me.
Yes, as he carved through all of your hit points by surprise. Aye, well, I mean, he is a big lad and all.
Yeah. No, he's not easy to push around.
You really tried. Mind you, you could point to someone at the bar who is easy to push around. It's been empirically proven. Time and time again, off the boat.
No, not gonna do that.
And then we jump to Rain, who is still in the private apartment of Horizon West. Any direct topics of conversation, or is it just some nice small chit-chat and catching up?
A bit of catching up. She would be telling the full mine story.
Oh, the full version?
Pretty much, yeah. Just minus some of the, important bits like who hired us.
What about when you became a bush?
She would not. Well, correction. She would mention the bush bit, but she wouldn't mention all of the unflattering bits.
So becoming a bush wasn't unflattering.
Well, she'll probably just
the other one.
she'll probably just mention that for a moment I became a sexist end.
I became a
Like,
dryad, but better looking.
Yeah, I started sprouting. That was unpleasant. I got eaten by the thing and got spat out with Zarzul.
The positions, of course, have changed by now as he's on one of his long, luxurious couches with his foot up on a couple of cushions with a bandaged ankle. But he's still reaching out a hand, still keeping a hold of Ad as you talk.
She would ask if he wants her to try to do anything about that, see if she can fix it.
Oh, please, yes, if you wish, my lady. It has been a frightful annoyance and is eating into my days.
Let's see. That would just be a flat old, like healing spell, right?
Yeah, it's just a cure wound or something. He's just been sitting around having it massaged by her Shale Slide instead.
Luke.
Oh, she went second level with that. You see that? You see the premium treatment he gets over you guys?
Yep.
Ah, that is so much better. Thank you so much.
Sometimes there is benefits when it comes to being a cleric.
I'm not even sure why it hit so hard, but it's mainly because Scotch is cracking up. Ah.
And now you're dying.
He is,
I
yeah.
just fell for that.
What the fuck has got you so
I
tickled?
just fell for that.
It's not. I think it's just our whole running joke with Rain healer and such. Is that going? Well, there's certain benefits to being a cleric.
Well, I get to heal the people I like.
Oh,
Yeah, there it was. There, dropped the shoe.
Yeah.
Although, you also have to remember, though, I've revived you. So that probably
Yeah.
says something.
I feel that was a contractual obligation, though, really. Because if you don't revive Cornelius when you have the means to, I feel that will be quite a backlash with the rest of the party.
Yeah. Although,
Yeah.
to be fair, she did jump down off of the second story to go help him out. She went above the Call of Duty.
A whole D6 of damage, what a risk.
And also, at the time, it was partially to get away from Horizon West.
Yes, that's right, you ran away from your now boyfriend.
Yes. Slightly awkward.
It's fine. He was busy fighting a horrible monster. You know, for his
No,
life.
it was dead. You know, it was dead. There was nothing up there. I remember.
Yeah. So, what are you doing in the city now? Hopefully I'm not losing you immediately.
Oh, as of right now, we don't have any direct plans. We have some vague plans for out of the city, but I don't think we're leaving anytime soon. At least I hope not.
Wonderful, wonderful. We can have a few more evenings together.
I certainly hope it's at least a few more evenings. Who knows? It might be in the city for much longer, depending on what the others dig up. I think they've all gone to the Colosseum.
Well, if my ankle healed, we could go attend to them if you wish. Or
Might
we
not
could
be
just
such a
enjoy
horrible
each other
idea.
tonight. I have good wine, I have caviar.
It's hard to say no to all of that. Well, maybe if we pop down to the Colosseum, we could come back here later tonight. Get the best of both worlds.
Fantastic. I have long just started regretting having an empty bed these days. And Shalesly's no replacement. He tosses and turns far too much. Just give me 10 minutes, I'll be ready in a moment.
Certainly.
A lot of grooming. There's a lot of preening being done on this pretty boy. Before he emerges, sparkling, shiny, well-groomed, fantastic hat.
And right on schedule, one of my fancy cats has decided to show up.
So then we hop back to the awkward table. I presume Castelli isn't just sitting in silence here watching this.
I'm not sure if it's awkward.
He just doesn't pick up on the subtext.
Oh yeah, that part will probably be awkward. But I guess it's only for one side where it's awkward, the other one just mystified. But keeping the
think
conversation
everyone is
going
awkward.
regardless.
I think everyone is awkward except for the target of the flirtations.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, Malgern is making friends.
Yes.
But as usual, it's the question of what's on the cards these days? Can't just be sitting around for a noble dinner. You must have more going on, obviously.
Not so much.
You fuckers. As I look at the adventure hooks I have given out, and the lore of it is just there.
Well, yeah, but it's like a lot of this is like not like I've already like described about what they were willing to share about information. Like we don't want to start involving in the conspiratorial plot of
Yep,
Noble.
Keeping patience in the dark.
For now, at least. But no. I also realized that from our last meeting, I was actually quite rude. I did not actually ask you a whole lot about you and your family.
Oh, that's a topic I'm not fond of anyway.
Well, I guess it was good thing it was avoided regardless then.
Well, as I said before, they are very traditional. Something they like to hide behind and make use of as much as they can. Trying to be upwardly mobile, get themselves in the noble quarter married off quite nicely, a few agreements here, a trade deal here. But whatever could they do with their darling devil daughter?
So are you the only one in your family?
No, I have a sister, younger. Don't go getting ideas now.
I'll never think of it.
You wouldn't, would you? It's adorable in a way.
Well, with my parents, I threw myself into finding a hobby.
They didn't lumber you with expectations? Bury you in what they needed done?
No, on the other hand, I was more of looked at as if everything I did was wrong or causing trouble.
Oh, that sounds like such a wonderfully normal childhood.
I would have preferred otherwise. But it's thanks to that I fell in love with smithing, so I can't be all mad about it.
You had the freedom to follow it, though.
Not at first.
No other criticism came with lessons, with restrictions?
More of that, I would just end up burning something down.
Oh, well, that probably was something you did wrong then.
Oh, it never happened. It was more fear that it would happen.
It did happen for me, though. Hellish Rebuke popped out a few times.
Ah,
It's alright, it was only on things.
well, that's good.
Very luckily. There was that horrible little dog, though. My great aunt Jemima, she had this awful little creature. It's the kind of thing where the eyes are too large for the skull, and the skin seems to be stretched so far back, the poor thing. But also it's just a little monster. I wouldn't have regretted it biting me and then getting what it deserved at that point.
But it strained the family relations. A little.
That is a shame. But you became something useful, laudable. There's nothing to disrespect about a smith. Unless they're a bad one.
Oh no, I'm quite good. I've actually been working on a little venture.
Oh?
Weapons for the woman on the move.
Oh, you're throwing in your sale pitch as well. Telltale.
No. I just need a good way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm working on bladed heels, but I'd like to expand a bit more.
Bladed heels.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to deal with the floors of people's homes? Or a cobbled street?
That's why I'm testing, and thank you.
See, I could see it if you teeter along on the toes alone, but it's going to get very tiresome on the ankles, strain the back of the calves. Blisters too. Even devils get them. So there's a new bit of information for you, Mr. Sint. Fucking Rena dying at this.
She's enjoying this too much.
But the great thing is she's cracking up at his non-reaction. Your best punchline, Scotch, right now is doing nothing.
Yep. It's just a clip of it's just if it was filmed every time she does one of these lines and then look over to Cornelius, that's just a blank expression, not entirely trying to work out what was the meaning of that. This wasn't covered in the nobles raising social standards.
They didn't explain this. I was just meant to say I do, and then we sit in separate pieces of separate rooms of a house. Occasionally, we meet at dinner.
And all of a sudden, she presents you with a son and says, "Here you go."
I don't quite
And I
remember
ask,
making
who
this.
are you?
Welcome to our family. This will be the end of our association.
See you in 10 years.
That's from something. It's like, oh yeah, when Stewie's British, this will be the last we see each other, for the next 18 years.
That was also from a D&D podcast called Of Rude Tales, where it's also one of them played a nobleman wizard, where he talked about his childhood.
Was he by chance called Cornelius?
No, not that. But he also had 2 other brothers. But in that one, it was also like he was talking about he was talking to his butler, as he mentioned that you basically was the only one who raised you, and now you're going to meet your father. I was going to be so excited that I'm going to meet him on my 10th birthday for the first time.
Could be worse. I mean, it was Chicago's story arc. His father was a genie, so of course he was an absentee father. And the running theme, but there were all these new kinds of prospective potential dads at his house. Morning, noon, and night.
Oh god.
So, I mean, it would probably take a little bit of enchantment to be quite practical. I'm sure with forge and work, it could be useful, but it would that would probably be the best way to get past the puncturing of people's flooring, getting caught up on carpet.
I suppose you could always add a sort of easily detachable outside heel.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
A scabbard, if you will.
A shoe scabbard. I like that.
Well, more precisely, a heel scabbard.
And it's for your own use?
For now.
She tilts her chair back a bit and glances. Then looks at Cornelius. I hope you're not easily distracted.
No, this is a personal project, not his.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying when you're wearing them. Just remember what you have back here at home.
What?
Yeah, that's not going to be a concern at all. One way or the other. Looking forward to it, though. I bet you are.
My cat's looking at me. She thinks I'm dying.
I mean, aren't you?
And at that point, enters rain and Horizon West. Because you did not have to walk here. You were carried in a handsome cab. The two of you sat in a small wooden box, nicely upholstered, and carried by 2 burly types.
Ah, this is the life. I remember now.
Why did they ever leave Waterdeep?
Oh,
I
right.
know what-
Betrayal.
All right, convicted criminal, right.
The gods were angry, that's right.
It's all coming back to me now.
Why did I ever leave Brazil?
Oh, yeah.
I would probably find the date table and go over to the date table and see what the heck's going on over here.
They are incredibly obvious, it has to be said.
Yeah, I mean, congrats alone makes it obvious.
Along with the red and white. Like, they're very strong with their primary colors in this group.
I guess only Cornelius kind of fades in with the dark due to the more muted colors.
Yep, but even then he's got a fancier line of clothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is normal human as opposed to giant brass boy, and then the 2 devils.
Yep. Oh, there you all are. How are you doing?
Oh, quite well, thank you.
Ah, the Lady Von Talia and Mr. Sent. It is wonderful to see you all alive and well. And you too, Mr. Mullerkrag. Yes, I remember now. And Patience. I'm fine. My ankle is fine now. You don't need to complain. There's that little, the hand is frozen, but the fingers wave. And a few chairs are slid up along with a table to extend it.
So I suppose you two have caught up well?
Oh yeah. She quickly kind of does a little bit of a check to find where Malgern is for a second, and kind of make a mental note to not go over there.
It's incredibly obvious to see the dwarf party going down.
Yep.
It's a stunty shakedown.
It's like one of those things where it's if it's filmed, it's like the rest of the tavern is kind of in dark, and over there it's like there's a spotlight just shining down with dwarves just jumping up and down, screaming.
Well, it helps. There's the help, but you can also see his morning's quest because his armor is being worn by 4 different dwarves.
That's a problem for future Malgern.
And a couple of them are having trouble standing upright, not just from a drink, but the amount of bottles tied into their beards.
God, the fucking
What on
cacophony in this
What are they
area.
doing?
I suppose that's celebrating something.
Okay, I'll pretend to understand it. I go to grab a chair.
It's kind of nice to see him having a good time. Then I think back on what he's been doing recently. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. He can have his night. It is such a amazing journey of emotions and events. My lady, she told me what you all went through. It was amazing, all of you. As double hands go into each of your hands to hold them for a moment. Just astounding what you all went through. And Patience is just looking lazily at Cornelius.
Who hasn't said?
And then a glance at Castalia, her brimstone sister.
I hear that Rain has gone into full detail about what happened.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, I was just frightful with concern. I had to know everything. I had to know you were all safe and fine. Perhaps I pushed too hard, but it is astounding the heroics that you lot do. I am still in absolute awe of the lot of you. Must have been quite an adventure. So, I'm thinking of having a nice little cake after this.
Well, I suppose there's not much reason if Rain has already
No,
divulged most
it's
of-
fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm sure I'll find out another time.
Rain is looking confused as all
Yeah.
get out. She has no idea what's going on and why this is apparently a problem.
So we were talking about the battle heels.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like
I've taken them for a little bit of a test walk around, but not had any good place to apply them in combat.
Yeah, not for combat, but I mean, I'm sure we'll find the opportunity. Just gotta make use of more, I guess.
He is trying not
They may
to
just-
choke when he said that.
They may just end up becoming more of a fashion than anything.
They're not too bad in that regard, no. Yeah. Do you also have a personal project, Miss Rain?
Not one that I'm actively pursuing.
As we just show her with a big locked book behind her.
Yep. Not one that I'm actively pursuing. It's more one that I stumble upon.
Or her next scheduled date with a necromancer. John. Everyone's favorite bone boy. And what do you feel about these bladed heels for a little bit of fun? And shape.
The shape it goes with, but I have to question practicality.
I had to give up on them long ago thanks to all the druidic training. It's a shame. I look. Hmm?
I suppose they're not the best kind of shoes when walking around in dirt.
Tragically, no. And again, they get very sore quite quickly. I know I get.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I know I get some healing magics, but I can't be spending them on myself like that. So just some good, sturdy, padded boots. Or barefoot now and again, once they toughen up a bit. There's nothing there. I don't see a single flicker on his face at that.
She's trying very hard to sip her drink and not spit it out.
I mean, personally, I would say as Cornelius kind of lift off his own leg to show off his boot. Personally, I'm more for the flat heel.
Cornelius, honey. Cornelius, honey. She's just gonna put her hand over her eyes.
Yeah, this is normal dressing for a nobleman, after all.
Yes, I thought of going for something a bit taller for the riding as well. Then again, it's hard to get priority for a horse. Can't really go to the parents and ask for a pony after all these years. And everything's just getting snapped up by either the important traders or, of course, the knights. They go for so many of those poor creatures. Then, of course, if I show up mounted, then I get Adagoon lecturing. Not that he doesn't see them as a good purpose, but also, what's the right articulation for this? Why are you wasting your time on that big, useless animal when you could be turning into one yourself?
Because then you are not expending your own energy, and you can save it for when you need it.
Oh no, you don't talk back or else he continues on.
Yes, I noticed that part.
I think he was pretty justified with Cornelius.
Yeah, well, yeah, Cornelius still gotta say that, though. He doesn't feel like it's justified.
Cornelius, you were also the one who had to get carried off by Adagoon because you decided to drink the death wine again.
He did what?
Wasn't he the one that drank the death wine so that Adagoon could carry him off?
Patience is leaning forward with a big smile.
Oh yeah, he proceeded. He was too tired to walk. He decided he didn't want to walk anymore, so he drank the death wine so that Adagoon would have to carry him off.
He didn't say that. That's like what I said. That was the reason.
She can make assumptions, though.
Yeah, I was about to say she's assuming that that's what happened there because you all of a sudden decided to drink the death wine.
There was probably a period of him complaining while walking along, and then just suddenly swig.
Yeah.
I am of noble blood. I should not be having to deal with this kind of thing. And then collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly did not. I simply forgot myself, which what the wine would do.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna scrutinize you with that. Roll deception if you wish. She got 27.
Yeah, I can't beat that actually, so it doesn't matter.
Like an open fucking book. Now, that's not very traditional. It's entitled and privileged, but it's not a traditional. So good. Sort of. What does the deaf wine do?
Well, it is more of a name we gave it. It is some of the best wine you have ever tasted, but it also has the chance of almost killing you.
Or actually doing so if you drank enough of it, probably.
I mean, it nearly did kill Megrin, yes. That was some constitution that bullied through.
Only one that's happening to was, of course, Malgern. Just burn some HP and going, yep, that was great.
I see.
You're welcome, Cornelius.
Welcome.
Do you have more than one of these stories? I need to know.
She's clearly thinking.
Well, I mean, there was a time when Rain was trying to, in the most roundabout way, telling the troop about the birds and the bees, I believe. I'm not quite certain. It was a very confusing mess.
Did you learn anything yourself?
From that discussion, I would be surprised if a dead man would not have learned anything.
I'll have to give you a private lecture later. Horizon is smiling at that because I assume there's just the dirtiest laugh coming out of Rain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Cornelius has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I forget, how was Cornelius when we were in the bog?
In the what?
He was kind of
We were in
dedicated
the
because he
bu-
had to be. Because there was the glorious moment when the party tied each other together with a rope. In the first round of combat, I jump in, dragging the rest of the party with him. Great one, Malgern. But Cornelius was actually okay with the bog.
I couldn't remember how he'd been.
Perfectly reasonable complaints. Until
Yeah,
it got to the flail snail. Which point it was, well, what the hell?
That was the part where I insisted that we killed off those the creatures before they went back and started dragging others near us, and nearly got killed by it.
Like a Tobal Pass incident.
Yes, the most intelligent thing to ever do. When you see a wild animal with its child, you walk up to it.
Okay, to be fair, that was Sarsul.
To
I was
be
just trying to
fair-
finish the job that he started.
To be fair, you've seen Zazul's nature rolls. This is fine.
Give me a con save, Zarzul.
Uh-oh.
You're starting to feel that it might be time to wind down the drinking a bit. You're not insensate, but you're starting to slur and you're starting to get a little bit squiffy in the stomach.
Okay. I can think this is my last drink, and I order a little bit of something to eat anyway.
Got just a thing for you, boy. Squirrel on a stick.
Sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Not much on it, but enough to chew, you know? Just get the flavor in the mouth.
This is good.
Let's hope that the squirrel druid doesn't hear about it.
Oh boy, that could be bad. Oh well.
It's always fun to have a nice mix of origins. You have a noble purpose. You are driven by family. You wish to please your master from the Shadowfell. You partied with a druid and some squirrels. You don't remember much of a night, but he said, go for it. And
If I
you
recall-
were with him, getting a contact tonight.
Yeah, I ended up meeting up with him, and that's how I got involved in all of it.
You partied hard. That was your origin. But it works.
There are worse.
Shall we slide the night on, or do you have anything more specific you want to talk over with the other characters?
I can't think of anything particular, but yeah. She's going to be eyeing Cornelius incredulously half the time.
As he unknowingly digs himself a hole deeper and deeper.
Yep.
He managed to make the incredibly wrong step, which was impressive. The question is, does the player know? I'm pretty sure he does.
Well, yeah, just the fact that Rain comes in and comes in with a and has basically revealed.
He fucked up before that. Oh, good, he doesn't know. Excellent. But yeah, we'll wind down the night then. Some of you make it home. Some of you go elsewhere. Luckily, Cornelius, the evening manages to while away because she brings out the spell book and you get to talking. It's once more all about the work. Even Rain gets a chip in a bit.
I do actually bring up the fact that that I did find a interesting spell scroll that I'm going to start experimenting on.
That is probably what starts the conversation at that point.
Yeah.
And it continues through the night. A few more glasses of wine, a few more bits and pieces of food. Rack of lamb, roasted veggies, something to chew on, a crunchy turnip.
I have a question. How much armor does Malgern return with?
Well, on the bright side, he returns with all his armor at home, but that's because there's 4 other dwarves in his room.
Okay, that's fine.
They are all in a pile with the Displacer Beast. It's just a case of they came back rowdy, clinging, clanging, didn't give a fuck. Lorna was wrestled to the floor and put to sleep.
Lorna makes a good pillow.
Zarzul, you managed to get home. Luckily, Congrats and Castalia kept you right.
This is good, yep.
You lost a few gold, but that was mainly from your own spending. On the bright side, you made some from the bets. So at the end of the day, you come out with plus 8 gold.
Bonus.
Yep.
You did it.
It's all in loose copper and silver, though.
Ooh.
But the value is 8 gold.
I'm guessing there was more people who were betting on the dwarf than on Zarzul.
Yeah. But even so, it was kind of seen as a squash match, so they weren't really putting the cash in. It's like, these are 2 drunken assholes. Well, one of them's not drunk, but he could be an asshole. Not gonna put too much on this. I've got a good bout coming up ahead.
Yeah, kick his ass. 2 on the dwarf. Yeah.
Congrats gets a little bit suzzled. Just enough by the wine. Castalia, you have the clear memory of him muttering about that flashy golden git needs to be brought down a peg.
How does it feel, buddy?
And of course, there's probably a pang of jealousy in you, Cornelius, when you see Rain and Horizon West get into their booked hansom cab. And carried back into town.
Cab.
Yep.
Yeah, that's supposed to be my cab.
It's the only one you've seen in the city. Because, as you know, they're all going around the Noble Quarter instead. They're not coming out of there.
And she's in it.
And then morning arises. Cornelius, you awaken alone in your room. Sort of. There's Droop there. But you do have a few reams of pages that you and Patience both scrawl down about the possibilities of this scroll, and if a method in it could be applied to other elemental spells. It wasn't conclusive because very quickly it starts to get a little bit haphazard with the math and the handwriting.
They're starting to become doodle drawings.
Yeah, there's some lovely little illustrative stick figures about what Patience thinks of some of your theories, and then there's these arcane fucking equations that you get lost in, as a response to hers, but they just keep on spiraling into more and more fractions and figures. At one point, you invent imaginary numbers and then get back to just algebra. Somewhere there was an insult there, but even you can't see it now.
Oh, that definitely sounds like myself, like the part where, oh yeah, this is a good comeback, and then they're like, wait, what?
Now, the real question is, what's going to happen when she finds Droop's spellbook and tries to read that?
Madness.
Oops.
Meanwhile, Rain's spellbook gets a star. Well done.
You passed first grade.
Rain, of course, you awaken in the plush apartment of Horizon West.
Oh, this is the life. Poor Cornelius.
There is just this wonderful mix of perfumes and scented flowers freshly laid out and cut. A serving maid brings forth breakfast in bed. Lovely soft pale grain toast. Fried eggs. It's all delightful. Cornelius, you awaken to a snoring goblin child.
Poor Cornelius.
Quickly putting on your socks because of the rough, bare wood on the floor, having not yet got a carpet. Luckily, you're woken up by just your own natural rhythm instead of a cacophonous clatter coming from a room next door, as you assume Congrats falls out of bed.
Probably literally.
Yeah. Fortunately, no one's in the room below.
When he's with his splinters, it's just massive dragonborn.
There's just a shower of debris coming from the top. You know, all that dust that's been sitting there, bits of fragmentary wood.
But it's hard leather-skinned dwarves underneath anyway, so they don't notice.
Yeah, Langern, you're just one of the herd at this point. But you're the first to wake up. And you have a new tattoo.
Hooray.
It's written in
What is
Elvish.
Oh no. I don't know what it says, do I?
No, you don't know Elvish. You have aggressively refused to learn it.
Oh, fuck me.
You're gonna have to yell.
This is gonna be one of those, like, when a foreigner gets a Japanese tattoo, it's gonna say, like, water or some shit. Fuck.
Fried chicken with side of spuds.
Yeah. And it's gonna be something stupid, like, you know.
You
Well,
can
that's
ask the kobold. The kobold does know Elven, not dwarf, but Elven.
Yeah.
I think everybody speaks Elvish in this party, except for the dwarf.
I don't. Most of us
Oh.
Dwarven.
Yeah, no, everyone speaks Dwarven because fuck me, I guess.
The kobold doesn't speak dwarven.
I don't know why I'm so offended by this, but it's just weird.
It was fucking great too. I loved that with the fucking Saltmarsh party. Okay, who speaks Dwarven? No one. Alright, good luck. You have to find that NPC. Real important. You're only dwarf on the ship.
Whooperting speaks Dwarf, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he speaks a little less than he used to.
Particularly after he got his head bashed in with an anchor and his ear bit off.
I mean, technically, he was raised by gnomes, so wouldn't he really? That's
Hey,
weird. Anyway.
There's still dwarves in the Saltmarsh City. Or Saltmarsh Town.
I'm gonna go look for whatchamacallit, what am I looking for? That thing you do with hangovers, take the edge off. I need a
Booze!
dog.
I need a drink, like just a little bit to, you know.
I've got you, laddie. Hang on. As one of the dwarves sits up and swings his head for a bit, clinking all his bottles.
Eh.
Aha! Thought you could hide from me, eh? As he unties one of the bottles, and there is a drip of booze left in it,
That's good enough. You know.
which he starts to try and pour into his own mouth.
I'll go find my own one. Rena, I imagine it sounds like Will with his trash can. It's like a goddamn bordello out here. What the hell?
I mean, it is.
No, but there was a reenactment where there were bottles everywhere. You could just hear it. And my lieutenant's like bringing his garbage out of his tent. You just hear clang, 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 clang. You know, it's a Sunday afternoon. He's probably had 2 cases. You know, sounds something like that. Yeah. Go find a drink and. But what the fuck does? Fuck me. I gotta go. All right, I need a drink and like a cheese grater to get this tattoo off. Yeah.
Oh God.
He's got a magic sword, but no, a cheese grater.
He's not a very smart dwarf.
Well, yeah, I just want to agitate the surface. I mean, it can't be that deep, right? Yeah.
The thing is, it's probably just ink on the surface.
Yeah.
It would wash off.
Yeah, it's like one
Oh,
of
it's
those.
permanent.
It's one of those shitty henna tattoos, right?
Oh, see, that's the problem there. If it washes off, it's never coming off him.
Oh, I take that.
That's all in your control right now, you lot.
Zazzle is in the kitchen making waffles. Breakfast time.
Zarzul is suffering a massive hangover.
Well, Malgurn's gonna go find booze, and if he sees Zarzul kind of
Because
nursing a
while
hangover,
you
I'll
stopped
offer
at the
him
good
a
part,
drink.
you did have about 6 or 7 different types of booze that night.
Okay.
Mixing drinks is a bad idea.
So,
Okay. Zazzle is in the kitchen quietly trying to make cereal breakfast.
And in comes Malgurn, who still has the bottles tied to his beard.
Funk.
Here, drink some of this. You'll feel better.
Yeah. Hey, what's that on your arm?
I don't fucking know.
Would Malgard even be able to recognize it as elfish?
It's swirly. It's got letters that look like leaves. It's fucking elvish.
I don't know. It looks.
Okay.
Damn it! It's.
Why have you got fucking dwarf written on your arm?
No. It just says dwarf.
Fuck.
Okay, somebody was just making sure that they would know.
So-
Okay. Why have you got dwarf written on your arm in Elvish?
Fuck if I know. I think it's like peeling a potato, right? If I bite down on this and then we can get this off, right?
Okay, as a cleric who is into healing, does this look like it's actually a tattoo, or is this just written on there with ink?
Oh yeah, this was stabbed into him.
That's more permanent. It's gonna stay there.
Cornelius is good at the prestidigitation. Can that?
That might actually work.
That's I don't know. I need.
You're
Tell
not
you
the
what,
worst
I-
off, though. You remember getting up from the pile of dwarfs? A few of them have new piercings and fucking blood pissing out of them.
Oh God.
Oh, they don't need all their blood. It's fine.
It's just that little trickle that won't stop.
Just the little nosebleed. Yeah, just. Oh God. Oh, I'm sure they'll be fine.
So I hear my name, as Cornelius probably at this point has made his way down. Especially with the bracket of bottles.
And the sound of a fucking cart being upended in the room next door. Speaking of, Castalia's in there. She may awake if she wishes.
Castaya's been up for a while now. She's got a busy day ahead of her. She's got a lot to do.
Yeah. Gotta get back to Yosef. So she
gotta
can
get
disappoint him in a few days later.
I gotta get back to Yosef. I gotta talk to my dance teacher. I have to go talk with the designer about getting a scabbard. I have another design in mind.
Did Castalia take a number from Malgurn's playbook? I gotta go disappoint him. Yeah.
Tally, that's a wonderful list. full of details, but you're not leaving for another 10 minutes.
Oh, all right.
Hang on. I'm meant to be a hero, huh? 5
Let
minutes.
me be your heroine right now.
I don't know if that's cute. I'm too fucking tired. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, wait.
Hmm?
No, I thought you was done.
By the way, my devilish delight, I need to get up, don't I? I can't just stay here like this.
Sadly, no.
You got things to do. You're most of what I want to do, but I've got things I also have to do. Yeah, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna regret it, but I'm gonna get up. Exercise, wash, down to temple, yeah. I'm gonna be able to focus on this, and not just on
Oh,
You look amazing in the morning.
thank you.
No, I'm getting up.
Okay.
The smile did it. I'd fucking stay all day if that was the case. No, we're getting up. We're gonna do things. Hi, Cornelius.
Hello there.
Good morning.
Morning. Also, Malcolm, why do you have dwarf written on your arm?
That's not important. What's important is can you get this off? This comes off, right?
Would Cornelius immediately know if Prestidigitate could remove a tattoo?
It's a lot of layers of skin.
It's fresh, so you might have a chance of at least fading it.
I mean, you could slice it off and use Cure Wounds. Prestidigitate is kind of for getting rid of dirt and filth and grime and marks.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna need.
You could do with ink, but you're going to be spending quite a while just trying to dig deep and get it out.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Yeah,
I look
don't think
over
it's gonna be what that kind of magic is for, I'm afraid.
Okay. That's what I was afraid of. But we got a backup plan. I'm just gonna need a bottle of this whiskey. And Zarzul, you got a minute? I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You got one of those spell thingies ready?
Yeah. I got several.
All right, so I'm gonna take Talon out.
Let's do his correctly.
Okay,
now. 1, 2, 3.
Hang on.
Hang on, roll me a d8.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
All
God
right.
damn it!
Excellent. You're not drinking whiskey because we don't have that brand here. Instead, you're drinking Pentecost potato partnered pissa.
Whatever. It's got alcohol in it. I can also use it to sterilize. It's fine.
Yeah. No, it's one of the spirits, but it's one of the on-brand ones for World.
Yeah, because I really want to save that fire water. This isn't gonna hurt that bad, right?
Hang on, Melgarn, what are you doing?
Really? You're gonna... Why are you doing that?
I don't want this anymore, and I'm gonna get rid of it. Now, Zarzul, pay attention.
No,
And I
Melgarn.
raise Talon to my arm.
No, Melgarn, please. At least not the kitchen.
I don't need this for first thing in the morning. What are you doing? Why?
Fine, meet me in the yard.
No, Melgarn.
Out in the yard, there are children playing.
Melgarn, listen, I think this is a much simpler thing. Just go to the tattooer and get them to, I don't know, ink over it and make something new.
But this is faster.
It's also much stupider.
But it's faster.
It's really stupid.
I say, Healy, it's I've had worse.
No.
You have, but this is self-inflicted stupidity.
I feel like that's the name of the title of Malgurn's autobiography. Fine, I'll go. I never get to do anything I want.
Do you touch the tattoo during this?
I would assume, like, I was running the sword along it, yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I was physically touching it.
So as you're
yeah.
getting up pissed off, the tattoo goes off.
Oh no.
Fuck me.
You're a 5'7", blonde-haired, blue-eyed elf.
Oh my god.
Oh no! I wish I was here for
And
that.
on your arm is now a tattoo in Dwarvish saying elf.
I can read that. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. How do I turn it? Cornelius, how do I turn it back? How do I make it go back? Do I?
Well, try touch the tattoo again.
I'm kind of slapping it with my hand, going, "Come on, back."
Oh,
back.
fuck all's happening.
Oh, fuck me.
It does
I
hurt more
think it
because
might-
you're a wussy elf, so you know.
There's just a bruise.
You're so pale.
Oh,
Does
God.
he know he's an elf, or does he just think he's a
I
tall,
think you can
lanky
feel the
human?
changes.
Yeah.
Like there's no beard. That would be a
I
big
feel
one.
taller.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes. You feel taller, your shorts just fall by your waist.
I'm making eye contact with Cornelius, and I don't like it.
Does his hat pop off?
No, it stays there. It's loose, but it's on here.
How do I?
It's his one chance to remove it.
Now I'm pleading with Cornelius. You're good with this magic stuff. How do I turn it off?
All right. That might have been. It might have been that it has to charge for a day.
A day?
Do you want to roll Arcana and help him?
I'll
A
assist.
day? Can it
Wait, no, I don't think I can assist. I'm probably laughing too hard.
The worst thing of all, you're a bit of
Oh,
a
this...
you're a bit of a twink, Malgurn. You're actually quite attractive.
Oh.
oh no, that's terrible.
Holy shit, a 2.
Yep.
All right, hold on.
That's it. I'm going back to the arena.
No,
Oh.
no,
First thing you can turn me into a fucking chicken. Anything's better than this.
I'm not laughing hard enough. I can't assist. So roll again.
I'd rather be a fucking chicken.
Okay, there we go.
It's alter self. It could just be dispelled. But he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh no. But I
Cornelius
don't
and
know
Castalia know this.
Yeah.
that. No,
Oh god.
All right. So it can be dispelled.
Okay, yeah. And how do I do that?
So would that be like he just need to be slapped to take pain, or actual dispelling?
No, it takes actual dispel magic, but you have an opportunity here. It'll last for an hour.
Hmm.
I'm
Okay.
starting to feel like a me seeks.
Well, actually, hang on. I think
We're
it
not
lasts-
supposed to exist this long. It's getting weird.
Hang on, it might last longer. I'm trying to remember now. It might
Let
be.
me see.
It might be an 8-hour spell.
Oh,
It is
God.
1 hour.
It's 1 hour.
Okay.
Although slapping him
Alright.
would also work. It is concentration, but he doesn't know that.
Isn't it if it's a concentration spell from a non-creature, it just lasts the full duration?
Yeah, but I was giving him a chance there. But all right, we'll run it. We'll run it true. He's fucked for an hour unless you dispel it.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of what. Oh, actually, I don't know if Cassandra still has dispel magic.
I think I'm the only one that has it. Oh, she has it. Okay.
Yeah.
But Rain
Damn.
has it too. Maybe Rain would be a better expert for this situation, Castalia.
Question.
I
So,
mean, you've got a
Smoker-
whole day planned. It takes a full action to cast. I mean, that's 6 seconds out of your busy day.
Does Malgurn remember Kagratz flicking him on the beak when he was a chicken?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. I'm gonna try flicking my nose or hitting my nose or something. That worked last time.
I mean, it hurts a little bit. It stings, and You get a brief instinctual fear that you might have marred your perfect nose.
Oh god, it's worse than I thought.
All right, Malkern, so we're either going to need a dispel of magic, or it will just return you back to normal in about an hour.
He smells of heather.
Okay, so all I heard we needed to dispel because fuck that second option.
Well, I mean, you could try walking around in someone else's shoes literally for an hour. Gain a better understanding.
I'm just giving her that look, like really, really. Just giving it like that. That's what we're doing with it. No, no.
Perfectly happy being ignorant.
Yeah, I don't need the elf experience. I'm pretty sure. Like I've
Well, why
figured
don't
out
you
there.
think back on what you were doing last night, coming out of a, I'm guessing, poorly kept room with a bunch of drunken dwarves?
The drunken dwarves are there, by the way, as they slowly emerge from the room, holding each other up. They point and laugh, Malgern.
Oh god damn it! They saw me. Oh no.
They do this with horrible, like, green spots and infections on their piercings.
Oh God.
Even the one who is fucking burnt up and has no hair, and it's just this little peach fuzz starting to come in, is laughing.
I hate everything about this. Okay, so I'm not waiting an hour. What can I do?
If you chop your legs off, you'll get your normal height again.
Oh, good. And then me and Megrin can be buds. Okay. So all is not lost. Okay, cool.
Importantly, he is a naked elf right now. Too panicked to pull up his shorts.
You
It's
know
in the
what?
front.
That's not important right now. That's not high on the priority list. I want my
It's a
beard
terrible
back. Why do these things keep happening to me?
I don't know. Why'd you hit that old man? Also,
Which
why'd you
one?
hit... Yeah, exactly. Why'd you also hit that old man?
I was gonna say,
And finally, why'd you hit that old man?
he had it coming.
And so did he, I guess.
Yeah. He was asking for it, Your Honor.
He's in a wheelchair. Yeah, well, he rolled up to me then.
Yeah. Look at him over there with his.
Look at the
smugs, like,
swagger he's got. That's a punctured wheel.
Look at that shit. Like everyone else is standing, he thinks he's being a badass with his chair and his wheels. Just fuck him. Thinking he's better than the rest of us. Can't even stand up and face me like a man.
In any case, those are your choices.
Yeah, so going back to the dispel, how do we do that?
Fortunately, I do not have much in the area of dispel.
I'm a magic
believe
maker,
only-
not a magic undoer. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but you must know where to get some, right? Come on.
Well-
Fine. Essence.
Well, I believe Castalia and Rain would be available to do so.
Okay, so Castalia is available. Got it. And I turned to Castalia. So, dispel.
What's the magic word?
Please.
No, it's actually an original Draconic with a little bit of a Nokian script added to it. It's got 15 syllables and 2 hyphens. It's a fucking doozy.
There's also the part where he could have answered, well, if I knew the magic word, I wouldn't ask you to do it.
You know, that would be his normal response. This is
This
Yeah,
is
this
this
is
is like
distressing.
this is an emergency. This is not.
All right. It is distressing him a lot, so I will dispel it.
Boo! Comes from the dwarfs.
So is it still in my arm?
It's instant, and the tattoo is gone.
All right. I'm Okay.
But you are just getting booed by the dwarves as they start to clatter their way out, pushing off the plate armor.
Are we back?
Yeah, you're back to normal.
Hey, I'm gonna go back and shut up the booing dwarves.
Think your friends weren't pleased.
Yeah, I'm gonna deal with that.
Oh, you want to fucking have something? Come on, you bastard.
Oh, so I haven't. Oh no, it's only skill saves. Shit, I can't dominable that.
Nope.
Yeah, it's only skill checks. I think. Yeah, saving throws. Fuck.
It descends into a horrible naked dwarf melee.
I have advantage because I'm very angry and I was just an elf, right? Now, fuck.
Fuck no. If anything, you've got disadvantage because you've got your shorts around your ankles and you're waddling towards them at high speed.
Oh, God.
You've got the dignified walk, you know?
God damn it, it's all gone to shit.
But you know what? It still feels fun. You know, like they played something horrible on you. That was awful. But fuck, they can punch good.
Yeah, this is making me feel better.
You're a dozy cunt you are. You make a fine fucking knife here. I might have had you myself if I knew you were gonna become a woman. And it's just a flurry of fists and pushing and shoving. They wind up spilling into the streets. There's some guard attention.
It's just like those cartoons. It's just like a bunch of fists extending from like a cloud.
Yep, it's just extremities through dust. In this case, it's just beard hair.
It's a tumbleweed of beards. Yeah.
I think that's the happiest I've ever seen Malgorn in a while.
Oh, I'm super happy now that I'm not an elf.
Yeah.
This is the best day of my life. Like, it's gone. Oh god, that was horrible.
In 10 minutes
That was the
time,
worst 10 minutes
Malgorn.
ever.
In 10 minutes time, Malgorn, you've got a split lip, you've got a bloody eye, you've got a puffed up ear. There's a welt on the side of your head that won't go away, and you're sitting with the other four of them in one cubicle and the foam-crowned hammer.
But I'm a dwarf, and that's all that matters.
Oh, you're having a fucking great time because there's booze now. Luckily, the guard didn't chase after you guys too long.
That was a busy 10 minutes.
They went right through, they got lost in the fucking merchant district, then right out. But you know what? It's a good breakfast. That's the start of your day.
Well, that was certainly a way to wake up in the morning, I suppose.
Do you think it'll come back?
Eventually.
I mean, considering
I
it
mean,
was
the tattoo.
considering it was gone there, you've got an easy assumption that it's probably burned itself out as a one-use thing.
Thank God for that.
Although, that's the second time, Cornelius, you've seen this kind of thing.
Second?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, he has his own still sitting on him.
What?
He has his
Yeah.
own tattoo that does magic.
So he can turn into an elf too?
No,
Gross.
I could just take half damage from elemental damage, which I forget every fucking time.
Yep. Would have been
Wow, that
useful
sounds-
on so many occasions.
That sounds super useful, unlike mine.
Hey, you could use it to sneak past if they were looking for a dwarf, you know.
You could
I'd
act
rather-
compass.
I'd rather be spotted.
Or grab the top shelf booze.
No, that's what I got the other two dwarves for. Alright, on my shoulders.
Wow, you're not even the top dwarf, you're the bottom dwarf, huh?
I don't think he'd appreciate the booze as much either.
It'll burn on his tongue. What's
Yeah.
this feeling? Usually doesn't do this.
What is this? This is flavor! I don't want that! There's berries and shit in this!
Where's the burn? It doesn't even burn! Oh god! So, Malgurn polymorph count 2.
Malgurn sitting in his underwear in a bar, drinking with his four new mates. You don't
Probably
even know
also
who
still
the
in their
fourth one
underwear.
is.
He's just
Yeah,
there,
oh.
but it's cool.
Are they all semi-naked?
Yeah.
I'm just sitting in my drawers, but I have the hat. The hat is there. Yes. I'm sure I may have even, hey, look at this shit. Boom, rat.
And then comes all the massive meaty fish trying to pound it and chase it. One of them manages to catch it, dunks it in his booze, and sucks it out of the fur.
Ugh.
Throws
That
the
seemed
incredibly
unnecessary.
confused rat aside.
At least it only has to deal with that confusion for an hour.
Remember Valorvo? That goes back to some little kid's cage or into its nest.
Wait,
God.
I thought these were. Oh, these rats are being. I always thought they were just like.
It depends. It depends whatever's
Oh.
funnier.
Oh God. I mean, Malgern doesn't know this, so there's no remorse. But oh God, it's terrible.
I mean, even if Malgern knew it, there's no remorse. They're not his displacer beast. What does he care?
Fucking rat.
Speaking of, is the spacer piece still back?
Oh yeah, she's a very sleepy non-cat.
Man, that's cats
Something-
sleep for like 18 hours out of the day. It's fine.
Yeah, she really does seem to do that.
Except for when I'm trying to sleep, and then she yells at my ear. But just like my real cat, probably.
Adagun did point out that because of the other tentacle not developing, that's why she's so docile.
I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah. If it did grow, she'd become a normal displacer beast and probably rip you to shreds. Well, this CR, probably not.
She can try.
The beast is giving you hugs. That's what's happening.
Rain having a very fine cultured breakfast with fine dishes, silverware. You lot, you've got a kobold handling the kitchen.
Yep, Rain's having a great time while Cornelius is having everything. Like she's getting everything Cornelius wants.
Congrats would be cooking, but for some reason he's out in the backyard dumping cold water over him from the well.
So then, Castalia, I heard that you were going to have a busy day today.
I've got a lot of places to be, a lot of people to meet, and a lot of things to do.
Well, good. How about you?
Says a man who
Joshua?
has none of that.
Oh, are you feeling a little inferior, cornhole?
Well, personally, I have some scrolls I need to be looking over. We should probably also consider maybe taking some of the items we bought with us to the Fuckle Clumps. Perhaps sell them off. They could probably break some of them down for materials.
At some point, we're going to have to take that guy through to the teapot.
Well, we need to be checking to make sure that it's a safe route there.
There is a feverish, light little knock on the door, but high speed. Like a mouse's heartbeat.
What could that be? Just to walk over there and open the door.
A kobold in fine attire stands there. Greetings, salutations, hello. It's not Yobby. You can
think
tell,
it's not
Cornelius
all.
can't.
Hello there.
I have been sent on the behalf of both his Lord Redenbach and also the Boarhens.
Oh,
Tonight there will be a fine dinner. Quite late. It will go on until the morning, I've been told.
all right then.
It is while it is a formal dinner, it is not a party, ball, event, gala, or bar mitzvah.
What was that last part?
Bar mitzvah.
I'm unfamiliar. Yes, sorry, I'm unfamiliar with that.
It's in honor of the gnome hero, Bar Mitzvah.
I see. I guess I'll have to be looking that up. Anyway,
He was courageous and fiscally sound. He slew the great purple worm by taking just enough off the tip of it.
I see.
Yes, the great monster Briss.
Fuck's sake.
How long have you been waiting to say this?
No, this is just off the cuff. Fuck it. I was gonna throw in birthday party as well on the list of possibilities, but it's not. It's not a birthday, funerary service, wake, rite, or consummation of manhood. Although I saw that moving down the street, there was a bunch of dwarves.
Yes.
So
Hopefully they.
fancy attire, but you don't need to dress up to the full nines. In some cases, you can come as you are, as he gestures at Cornelius. For others, maybe a bit more. To Castalia, who's in her tunic and trousers.
Thank God Malgern left when he did.
Yeah, just a dinner. No need to dance. No music put on. I think there might be music. Don't hold me to that. There could be music.
Do you have an invitation for us to gain access to the Noble Quarter?
Yes.
Excellent.
Good
May we
day.
have it?
Good day.
Hello.
As he turns around, you can see the invitation strapped to his back.
I quickly grab that.
He runs immediately when he feels claws on him.
Did he get the invitation off, or is he now running with the invitation?
No, because Ursula got the invitation. It easily came off, but he's fucking
Okay.
darting.
I hand the invitation to Cornelius.
Thank you.
Which last name did Rain get this time?
It's for
Yeah.
it's for Sir Cornelius Sent and Entourage.
Yes.
You may have disagreements with that, but it's your own fault.
Quick question. Does it limit the number of people we can bring?
It just says Entourage. But, I mean, it's not as if you guys have friends, really. Who are you going to invite?
Seeking patience. It'd be entertainment tonight.
I don't think she would appreciate a meeting with the nobles. It doesn't sound like she enjoys that.
I mean, you saw her at the party with the Borhans,
Yeah.
but then she was also part of the entertainment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She was off. Yeah, I don't think she would appreciate a more intimate. Or at least, I think she would have to keep her barbed tongue much more sheathed.
Don't go getting distracted by tiefling tongue now.
I mean, just like congrats, that can be quite difficult. Well,
But yes, it does say.
and they said it was tonight, didn't
Yeah, tonight. Late, though.
it? Well, I suppose we know what we're doing tonight, so do be careful, Castalia, not to wear yourself out too much today.
I'll do what I can, but we'll see.
Zalzal is considering the clothing he's got and wondering if he's got anything tidy enough, but not too flashy.
You've still got your outfit from before, the formal dinner.
I guess I'll do.
Yeah.
Make sure
Cornelius
it's nice
just
and
going,
clean
"But
and
what am I going to
presentable."
wear? This
He's already been in one outfit before. He can't show up in the same thing.
Yeah.
There's also a distinct perfume attached to the letter. Hazy recollection, you think it was on Renabok. Or at least his hat.
Well, I guess this also brings some interesting things. Apparently, Renbach and the Borhans are closer together than have a close working relationship. Considering they're
Maybe
willing to
abuse.
share because they're willing to share venue with each other.
It'll be interesting to see what it's actually about, seeing as it's not a party.
Hmm.
What else could it be?
An ambush. They're hiding in the hors d'oeuvres.
No, that's what you do at parties. Parties are for ambushes.
Well, I'm going to assume that we're probably going to be able to perhaps get a little more clues about where to go look for the royal family now. After all, it probably helped us getting into their trust by rescuing their daughter and help liberating the mine.
I'm still stuck in
Yeah.
that idea of like a gunnery emplacement in the soup course for some reason.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the what?
The ambush at the dinner.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're hiding in the hors d'oeuvres. There's a gunnery emplacement in the soup.
MG42 just slides out of the soup pot.
They fretted the fish course with barbed wire. Oh, this must be a fucking level in one of the Army Men games. I'll be disappointed if it's not. So, the
Oh,
onus and
it's
drive is all on you guys right now.
Yep. Well, I suppose I should probably figure out where Malcolm went up to and somehow convince him of making sure that he's cleaned up. As I look at all the discarded armor, and probably also tidy some of that up so it can at least be part of a acceptable dress.
I can get that cleaned up if you want.
Ah, no, I appreciate that. Don't have.
Oh.
I could.
He does that thing you do with a ball of socks you don't want to pick up. He just scoots the armor across the floor with his foot, not bringing his nose close to it. There are moments when it catches the light and it looks like it's got the smear of colors like oil is on it, but you know that's not oil. That's something that oozed from a dwarf.
Actually, congrats. When I think about it, you were going to be going to the temple district today, right?
Of
You're going
course.
to be entertaining the children.
Kids, heavy lifting, doing a bit of construction work, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Just leave it here. I'll see if I can't do something about that armor. Shouldn't
Alright
be
then.
wasting your day doing that. I'll be here mostly going over some of these scrolls that I haven't quite gotten time to look at anyway. Or if I manage to find Malkern, I can put him down to do the job.
Just need to look for any bar that's open, I suppose. Process of elimination.
Probably listen for the really loud one.
Well, better yet,
Or-
as I just instantly put my fingers up to my temple and put a sending to Malkern. Malkern, where are you? You have 25 words.
Holy shit! What the fuck was that, Malgern?
Yeah, Malkern just instantly got that message smacked into his head.
No, I think he's implying that somebody else got it.
No,
No.
You got it, but what the fuck?
Oh.
That's new.
Cornelius?
And there goes the whole spell slot.
He's never done that to me before, so yeah.
Yeah. The face you must have.
Well, it's what poor Cornelius is going like, I don't know what I expected otherwise.
You have
As
25
I
words.
said,
Explain your circumstances. Cornelius?
Yeah.
Well, that was a third level slot gone.
Yeah. I gotta send one again.
Oh,
Yes, it is I. I can send these at any time, though at a limited amount. You have 25 words. Where are you?
Well, he explained himself, and it gets right into your
Yeah.
brain, drowning out the song around you. Is he counting?
See, I just half expected the drinking place.
I was about to say,
I
like, the
don't
bar.
know.
Oh, I mean, that's what I'm kind of like. Yeah, I'm at the bar. Where do you think I am? You know.
Two third level slots gone.
I bet
And
you.
at that point, Cornelius just go, I don't know what I was expecting otherwise.
Well, best to either look for the loudest bar or the bar where they're out front after getting kicked out.
I think I'm just gonna go ask in which direction the four naked dwarfs went.
I look at the ground. Did he not put on his pants?
Malgern was full. Malgern had his shorts.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Roll a d4.
Oh boy. See there. 2.
There you go. Half the dwarfs are naked. But it's
Well, that
so.
makes it a lot easier to find them.
But the beard and body hair makes it so that you can't notice anything. They're fully Captain
also-
Cavemaning it.
And then there's also the fact that the dwarf buttocks just goes directly into the legs. It's like there's not a lot of buttocks definition.
Oh no, man! It's just a coat of back hair that extends downwards.
Oh god.
They get like a furry tail. It's dense. You can grab hold of it and fucking climb it. It's grotesque, isn't it?
It's a good way to keep the guard from trying to arrest them because the guard's not going to want to touch them.
I swear I saw something moving in there, sir.
That's fucking great.
Well, in any case, congrats. Congrats if you also happen to if you happen to run into Rain, maybe get her to meet the kids as well. Sounds like one of them wanted to see her as well.
Yeah, little Bruni, you remember?
Yeah. I was just buying time to actually find the name because for some reason it just slipped my mind. Bruni, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, she thinks the world of you lot. It's not surprising. Just, you still gotta hang around with foster family and all that, well, relatives.
Hmm.
They kind of wanted to keep an eye on her for a bit, but she's getting a bit more, at least she was before we left, getting a bit more outspoken, a bit more energetic again. I assume a bit more like she was.
Yeah, no.
More like a kid, at least. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out
I'm
for
taken
her.
from her. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Fucking awful. Worst thing is, there'd be more kids if I hadn't screwed up.
Well, to be fair, we weren't very far from meeting the same destiny, so don't put yourself down too hard.
Yeah, still think on it a bit. Anyway, I'll be off.
All right.
Catch you for lunch, Tally.
Take care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
shouldn't-
gotta go. I've got to go. I gotta go. It's not my fault she's got golden eyes.
And then we find him in the well.
Just the last dunk.
Well, no, it's a draconic greed. Gold is always so pretty. So, Rain. Scrubbed, fed, watered. Do you have any events planned? Or are you just going to laze in the lap of luxury?
A little bit of lazing, but by lunch, she would recommend that they eat lunch and then pop by and see if anybody else actually had need of her.
Roll a d20.
If I can hit buttons. That'd be great if I could hit buttons. Fuck, I can't hit buttons. I'm
Raider,
having a
roll
dumb.
for her.
Hold on. Oh, there we go. I did it.
Okay. 14. Your lays of luxury is slightly interrupted by Shell Slide arriving. Ah, yes, my friend. It's fine. My ankle is perfectly recuperated. Ah, but he has wonderful paws. Amazing upper body strength. He could do things to your shoulders, get every knot out of him, my lady. Come on, don't
She
be
looks
so
very
nervous, my
amused.
friend. Don't be so nervous. Come in, come in. She lives the life of a hero, and she needs a good unwinding.
I'm okay.
Oh no, trust me, you will love this.
I'm okay.
As you look at the huge tiger man.
As he clenches his fist, and it just sounds like rope tightening.
You just see all of the vascular veins and the fucking tendons rising out of his fur. Huge swell of bicep. No, I assure you, you will come out of here feeling like you are dripped from a bottle.
She kind of goes like, okay.
Despite the hugeness of him, yes, that was a proper skilled massage session. Like, everything in the shoulders is completely fucking gone. He does get the elbow in the back, but, initial pain, but sudden...
Just a good pain.
Just completely loosened up. You just feel like every bit of tension is gone from the back. A little bit on the ankles and feet as well. Makes it feel like you haven't walked 10 steps in your whole life at this point. Feels fresh, relaxed, easy. And just like that, he's finished up. 10 minutes passed, but you weren't even aware of the time passing.
Rain is incredibly appreciative.
I told you to trust me.
I need to do that more often.
Well,
I'm learning my lesson.
I'll have to charge from now on. Well, I'll pay him, don't worry. Shell, wonderful job. But yes, as you can see, my ankle is fine. I have no longer need of your services. But, tomorrow? As he looks at Rain.
She kind of sheepishly nods.
Tomorrow, then. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I'll, get my bill. Send that along. Bye, you too. He just
She waves.
steps out. He waves as well. And backs out. I don't know why he's so nervous around here.
Is he always nervous, or only when I'm here?
Honestly, I think it is me that he finds the nerves. I'm not sure why.
She's not going to comment what she's thinking.
He's a gentle one, though.
He seems like a very nice guy.
Although once you get his blood up, yes, he gets very focused, very aggressive, a bit vulgar. But, he's a nice man. Deep down. So yes, I don't have a lot on my cards right now. I mean, I'll be talking to a few traders, a few shipment discussions. Nothing important, nothing too big. So I am all yours if you wish.
Well, suppose after lunch we could try to pop down to see what the others are doing, if anything interesting is transpiring.
I love that. After breakfast and lunch, maybe I'll go meet the party.
Hey, she wants to enjoy the time with her boyfriend.
No, it's perfectly fine, yes.
He doesn't come along, so it's one of those things where it's like, that would be nice.
We'll have coffee in another half hour and then a little walk. We'll go find somewhere decent for a nice lunch.
I think that sounds like a delightful idea.
And then we jump to the boozy arsehole Malgern.
Wait a minute, I resent that.
So you resemble that.
Same thing.
There is one thing in the bar you're sitting in, Malgern, which you now and again it just twigs in the corner of your eye and you can't help but notice it. You can't speak it, but you know carved there in Draconic is Kagratz's name from the drinking
I don't like
contest.
this.
Now and again, one of your buddies will get in front of your vision and block that name out, but you know it's there. You at least beat Ushane. But it's just sitting there. However, you have your friends now. You have no idea who the fourth guy is. He's just there. He seems to blend in pretty well. And they are just fucking drinking like they didn't stop. They have layers of bottles now.
Like you do.
Yeah. The whole table is covered. They're starting to put their empties onto the next cubicle.
How are they
That's-
paying for this?
Don't worry about it.
And then we jump to Cornelius and Castalia and Zarzul. One person has their day figured out.
Yeah, Melgurn's
Yeah.
drinking. What are you doing?
Well, Cornelius is going to have to go and investigate to find out where the fuck the dwarves went. Because apparently the most powerful magic in the world is not advanced enough to figure out how to make a dwarf actually tell where he is.
I believe it's called
to be fair,
idiot-proofing.
you
It
never
lacks
explained-
idiot-proofing.
Yeah.
You never explained to any I don't know how message
Yeah,
works.
I know.
This is
This is-
don't blame me.
No, that's the great thing. Whenever message and sending happen, you do get a blast into your mind how it works. But there's also the case of the impulse of Cornelius? Like, it makes
No,
perfect
see,
sense for that to be the first response anyway.
Yeah, no, it's like
Like,
You
wow.
behave perfectly as your character would behave.
Yeah.
how the fuck do you get in here? And that's a spell slot.
In fact, you know what? Inspiration.
Hey.
That'll come in handy next time you fuck up punching your best friend dwarf.
Yeah. Phenomenal saving throw. Stupid skill. He says angrily.
Mm-hmm. Zarzul, what do you intend to do with a day?
Seeing as we apparently have important things to do this evening, he is going to make sure his clothes are in order. Take Wolfgang.
I
Yes.
mean,
Take.
you know that there is a valet in the house. You just have to ask Cornelius for permission.
But there's a what?
There is a
He's
valet.
waiting
There is
for-
someone who is used to laying out clothing.
Mm.
No, Zazzle can take care of this. Just make sure the clothing is in good condition. He'll ask Droop if it needs for a quick
He
presentation.
doesn't immediately want to ask a child to help him get dressed.
He's not getting dressed. He's just making sure his clothing is in order. And then he is going to once again find a bathhouse because, well, he's been beaten up and he's smacked in the face with a hammer and rolled around in a
Any excuse to
fighting pit for a bit. So get clean again. Take Wolfgang and see if he can give Wolfgang a good scrub and tidy up.
How nice do you go for? Are you looking for the full pampering service?
Not full pamper, but good pamper.
The place you're in has wine bottles and grapes on little floating trays.
Sounds good. Is Wolfgang able to get a good clean as well?
For the money you're paying, yes.
Excellent.
There goes your 8 gold.
I know. But hey, I've got to
But
at
he's
least put
worth
a
it.
good foot forward.
But with permission from you, they are willing to groom Wolfgang as well.
Excellent.
So yes, the two of you are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. with a lovely smell of summer fields, which is handily not ruined because today is not raining. It's gonna fucking rain. You can see it in the clouds. They look as if they're looming, ready to fall out of the sky. But it's just bitterly cold instead.
How long have we got before it actually starts raining? Are we going to get to this place first or not?
Roll me nature.
Oh, we be fucked.
You think it'll be later? Yeah, you'll probably be indoors by then.
Okay. Just in case, Zazel's going to look for a sort of a raincoat for Wolfgang. So if things do turn bad, you can turn up there still dry, not smelling like wet dog. That would probably be a bad thing.
Do you then join
Yeah.
Cornelius, or are you still doing your own thing for the day, really?
No, you'll head back and see Cornelius.
Yeah.
Who I've assumed has found the errant dwarf by now.
Have you, Cornelius?
Well, I don't know. I'm guessing I'll have to roll and investigate.
Yeah, it's time to use those dice. It is D&D after all.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's a very easy search. And you assume he would go to grounds he knows of, because he knows the drinks there and he can get drunk with them.
Mhm.
If he goes to somewhere new, he'd have to learn what the drinks are. Plus, they were brawling in a westerly direction.
I don't want to have to think about what I'm drinking. I can't be asked.
You notice there is a breeze going that way, and since you can't smell them this way, then they must have gone upwind. Obviously, he wouldn't have stopped in the merchant district. There's not enough bars there, and he wouldn't be able to get completely drunk off just one of the stalls selling booze. Again, familiar grounds, stomping grounds. Yes, the foam-crowned hammer. And you are not at all surprised to see him there.
I imagine they're also sitting completely alone.
There's like 5 or 6 other barflies sitting separately, but they're not engaging with him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's no one probably giving the half-naked dwarves, or in some cases full-naked dwarves, a wide berth.
Yep. Just a halfling serving guy who's just coming back and forth. One of the dwarves is passing coins to him, but you're not sure which one. Not the hairless one. That at least you were able to establish.
Well, I see you gentlemen have managed to acquire yourself some breakfast. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask my compatriot to come with.
But we haven't even drank the full dog yet. We've done the hair. We've done the paws. Did the teeth. Claws. Then we got 3 legs. Where's this one as he starts rattling around the bottles? This'n was the gums. There's the whole dog to do. You can't just do the hair. The hair is like the finishing bit. Look at him. Look at the poor, beautiful, ugly fucker as he's slightly patting your cheek, Malgarn. You see what that is there? He's sober. That's no way for a boy to be like this early in the morning. It's like he's come from a broken home with a face like that.
I'm just thinking about how much worse it used to be. But luckily, I'm back to my old self again.
Oh, God.
So much worse, he's regressed.
Yes, well, Malcolm, some things have come up, and you're going to have to come home and make sure that your armor is cleaned up.
Fine.
It's literally a case of a parent showing up.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of fun with your friends, but you've got to clean your room.
Yeah, basically.
Fucking hell. Why is Cornelius gotta be such a fucking buzzkill?
Well, because now it's noble business.
Fuck you.
had that letter not showed up, he wouldn't have given the shit.
Yeah.
You could have been drinking all day and stumbled back home.
Oh, if Malgren ever finds out that's the reason you're a dead man.
I'm sure
He
you're
will-
going to be. Yeah.
He will comply begrudgingly.
No, mate, come on.
No, if I don't do this, I'll never hear the end of it, and then
Come on. We're
This
not
is
we're
just
not done yet. We can have a road for the one.
you know what? Take the drinks. You want to walk with me home? That's fine.
I'll take the drinks.
Yeah.
We do strike up a song. It's about a dwarf called Mickey. It's not quite, he doesn't quite match up to Malgern's description. He's a bit shorter, fatter, but he's got a tale of heroism to him. It's close enough. As they just sing him off.
This is fine.
She just sulk along in your boxer shorts alongside Cornelius.
What an arsehole, man.
It's like, and he's not even dressed.
I was having fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, I was having fun.
So unfair. I don't see you getting on
Correct.
Zarzul's case.
Yeah. I'm noticing a trend here.
What a shitty dwarf.
No, why am I shitty? It's Cornelius' fault.
No, he's also shitty, but he's a shitty wizard.
Okay, that's fair.
And then we get to Castalia, who has a whole day ahead of her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
Right,
wait.
first-
Cornelius, do you explain why you wanted him?
Yeah. So, in any case, Malcolm, we got an invitation for a very fancy meeting in the noble quarters tonight.
Again? Ah,
And I need you to make sure that you have your clothes in proper shape.
I need you to make an effort. Don't embarrass me. You're only embarrassing yourself. Look at me. You're only embarrassing yourself.
fuck. I hate this. I hate everything about this.
See, when parties claim they lie horribly, but they're a family, they don't usually intend it to be like this.
This isn't even funny, man.
It's hilarious.
I would say that.
Okay, we'll let the resentment build. Now we'll jump to Castalia.
Well, first I'm off to the cobbler to drop back off the boots and give my feedback.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice work, but I'm not really seeing how it's all gonna play out. With a twirl and a kick and a whatnot. I'm still thinking you're gonna twist your ankle.
Also, there's the fact that's been brought up to me that I'll get stuck in the floors, and more importantly, we'll have trouble with uneven terrain.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew that one. I was thinking you were gonna solve that.
Well, I did get inspiration from good friends. They suggested a scabbard.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a bit tricky to work with latch and all, but yeah, it's easy enough, I suppose. If we put it on the inner bit, on the sole underneath that there. Probably be a bit of a task getting them off, though. You can't really just kick them off, or else they're not going to work for when you're running. Something delicate though could be worked a little bit. Maybe some clamps on the side. There's options. There's options we can run through. It's still going to take a bit of time, but I could see how it could form together.
Oh, of course. As much time as we need. No rush.
Yeah, so I'll keep working. Do
Alright,
you want
thank
them?
you very much.
Do you want a bit more style on them yet, or are we still in the proto stages?
Still in the proto stages.
Alright. Gotta say, you've got some small toes. I was really expecting a hoof.
No.
You know what? I shouldn't say this. You know, I've usually got like a powerful confidentiality between me and client, but there's this one dwarf, I think it was, and the toes on that, they were articulated like fingers. It's like they had 5 thumbs on their foot.
Wow.
They actually wanted me to build a divot in the sole so they could bend their toes in and get a right good clutch. They didn't want laces or anything like that there, or straps. But I've got to say, every time I was measuring them, terrifying. Couldn't have sausages for a month after.
His feet are the dwarf himself.
Oh, is it
Both.
she?
Oh,
Oh, just the toes. Freaky things. I'm a halfling and all. I'm used to a big foot, but not one that's built like a fucking gorilla hand.
Ugh.
Anyway, that's just a little anecdote. Apropos of nothing.
well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. I'll keep on working at this here. I'll do an estimate and whatnot and that. But, you know, I'm interested in this. It's a passion thing.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate your passion.
Yeah.
I
No
can't
worries.
wait to see what we make together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to when I get to the styling bit. You know, make a properly sort of eye-catching shoe. Yeah, good luck with you.
Thank you.
Well, back and forth a wee bit on the latches and whatnot. That'll take a bit of time. That's going to take some ironing out.
Sure. And I will bow and take my leave.
He gives you a wave off and then clambers down from the counter, disappearing behind it. You cannot help but get that image out of your head. Of a dwarven foot with the large sausage gorilla gripping toes. Alright, what's next for you?
Well, let's see. That would be heading to Yosef's to do a bit of work for lunch.
And there she comes, walking through my door, ready to walk out of it again, no doubt, the moment I say, hello, thank you, you've been breaking my heart with the very presents you've left.
I don't mean to. It's just the adventuring life.
I know, and I can safely say, fuck that, why can't you just be banging at me anvil all night?
Phrasing?
Oh yeah,
I was about
correct.
to say.
Correction, I should be saying banging at my anvil all day. You've got the brass boy for all night. Alright.
Yeah, so how's business been?
Heartbreaking. Fucking devastating. Brilliant, actually.
Oh?
Oh yeah, we got a few wee commissions. Nothing big, but the names get passed around, mainly yours, your big guy, and then that dwarf as well. They see a few results, they hear a few. Even including that drag factor there, the negatives. It's turned into a nice little bit of workload. A few mercenaries coming in, not getting any of the official night work. But, you know, lots of guys with exotic stuff that needs to be fixed up and barneyed.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Of course, it's a bad thing, because it's just fucking me.
Oh, the family's still not,
Yep, the family's still fucking worthless layabouts that I'd rather slit their throat in the night, but I don't because I have to love them since it's family. And instead I made the mistake of dealing with the devil and she keeps fucking walking out on me. Look at all this.
Anyway?
Look at what we could do. I need a new apprentice. But I can't have one that just keeps going in and out. I can, that's a fucking lie. I want you back. Please work with me. I can understand talent, more importantly, I can understand the fucking work ethic. I don't care if you walk out next day. You come in here, I will pay you a wage if you just swing that fucking hammer.
That's why I'm here.
I
Maybe-
want you back. I want you back. I want you back for good.
Tell you what, maybe pass my name around, find me some more workers sometime, eh?
Sure.
Then I'll put less guilt on you for leaving, because right now, it's a really bad thing that you left. You left me in the lurch. It was terrible for my fucking work. Look at all of this. This could have been a great empire, but you left me behind. He's got, he pats you on the back and all. He's got one hand on his chest. You did this to me, woman. You did this. This could have been a fucking masterwork forge. Instead, I'm busting me bollocks on all these orders. So it's your fault right now, but you can solve this. This is a changeable situation, ever mutable. I'm only busting you. It's fine. It's fine.
I will keep an ear out for any prospective smiths, though.
Ugh, you're a
Send
lovely
them
lady.
back.
Tell that brass boy to give you a slap on the backside for that.
I think he'll give me one either way, but certainly.
Oh, the luck. Anyway, we got work to do. And the most thing I want from you is those fucking hands and arms. We are gonna bash some things out. We are gonna get this shit started.
Right.
Alright, me Casty, let's go fire up the forge.
And I get to work.
Yep. And roll me your blacksmithing.
All right. 17.
And it's a good, steady work. Fine day. You are seeing a few more exotic stuff. Nothing over exceptional, but they're seeing long blades of different construction. You're seeing short swords of interesting patterns and, a few personalized mercenary weapons to them.
Ooh.
Seeing quite a few spears, actually, with sort of a flow in the blade. Not quite of a flamberge, but more of a sort of serpentine nature to them. A few of them you're also seeing have a little bit of a residue to them stuck to the blades. But a good sharpen, a good wax down, perfectly fine. And yeah, it is heavy, steady work. But you are just completely lost in the effort of it. Conversation is simple, more to the point. Talking about all the little bits and pieces going on. He doesn't really have the time to bring up the battle heels just yet. But it's all going well. Now, back to the ones who are not doing so well. What are the party up to at this point? Because we've gotten, a few hours past. Malgern is in his room, scrubbing his armor. Scrubbing his displacer beast to get the blood off her.
I mean, boys will be boys.
Having to walk back and forth from the well outside in the backyard. There are old women who are trying to draw her bath water and stuff for the kitchen, but every time the grumpy dwarf comes back, they just recoil and drag and step back a little bit. But at least, hey, no tattoo spot.
I was going to say, to be fair, I think we all recoil when Malgern shows up.
Well, he's in a mood, I'm sure.
Wow.
Who
At this
wants
point,
to pay to give him a new tattoo?
Fuck off.
At this point, I think Malgern has kind of become like a Jurgen Caiaphas Kine.
Just don't pay attention to him, he's disgusting.
We ran out of luck years ago, Malgern.
Are you also a
Let
piece of
the
shit?
lie die before we do.
So, while Castalia is banging at the hammer, it's about midday. You've had a lovely lunch rain. Found a nice little airy breakfast place. It's the kind of spot where you've actually got up onto the rooftop in the open air.
It's magical.
It is pretty nice. Not magical in this case, it's perfectly mundane. The next building is magical. We used to play music inside with no band. But here you have a minstrel with his violin. Or realm's appropriate item.
They have violins. She does like the violin.
Yeah. Anything you're up to beyond this? Eavesdropping, chatter, airing some thoughts out.
Well, I mean, if she hears other things going on, she'll be trying to listen to get an ear of what's going on, but it'd probably just mostly be a lot of idle chatter and trying to relax and not focus on the fact that everything is going to pot around them.
Just ignore the impending doom and ignore the impending doom.
Exactly.
Just think about
Gonna
that day
take
you're going to
all the-
hop on a ship with Horizon West, go up north to Catalai, and forget it in the tropical climate surrounded by blizzards.
She will be very happy for that, but unfortunately, she has a book she needs to deal with first.
Drop it off the side of the boat. Who gives a fuck?
No, she needs to deal with the book, and then she'll go with that. And it's an excuse for her never to have to go to Waterdeep ever again. And she doesn't think that her family will ever travel that far on trading missions.
The City of Splendor.
Yeah, she thinks that maybe if they hire people, they could go up there. But she doesn't think her family would go up there, so she's like, that's safe.
Roll me an investigation. Or not investigation, perception, sorry.
To see if you could recognize your family's personal investigator.
There are little bits and pieces flopping about it. Luckily, of course, Horizon took you to a nice place, so it's not frequented by the usual mercenary chattel. You know, the kind of scum that Malgern is.
Exactly.
There are some conversational bits again, people concerned about food getting a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit higher than it usually would be at this time of year. Quite pleased that the Azales are finally riding out. A lot of approval there. A few little scattering bits and pieces on local color. Like Megroon has apparently been doing a little bit more improv during the shows. He's been trying to make it a real breakout role.
Good for him. Is it working?
Apparently with these people. I mean, he's great with the kids. Which is hilarious considering he's a 24/7 drunkard.
Yeah.
And again, everyone loves a drunk. You know, until the horror, until the suicide attempts.
He was
God.
also good with Droop, so I mean, I think we already understood that.
There's also a few new shows in town, apparently we're setting up for him. One about a tiefling nun,
Oh dear.
and the other about a mercenary company that have been striking out in the deep south. A land of marsh, of swamps, of bullywugs,
Oh,
goblins,
dear.
and frogs.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, hey, it sounds like you're going to feel like about to see yourself on stage, getting character assassinated.
We'll have to see.
Um,
So here's the thing, in the timeline-wise, the Saltmarsh side story takes place during the summer. Raxis is taking place during autumn. So if they get off the island and survive, this show could be about them. But if they fuck up, it's about other people instead. But yeah, a couple new shows.
But then it's not Rain. That's Shelly though, so different characters.
Yep. But yeah, apparently the Tiefling one is going to be a very sort of mature, emotional piece. Whereas the other is body entertainment. So that's the one that's going to be popular, of course. Everyone's betting on it.
Of course.
And there's also a few talks, bits and pieces, but apparently there's just been a few more attacks on the ships as well, passing by. Normally they get a few bits of, Sahagwin and other fish creatures that are attacking the ships, but small raiding groups, nothing too major, but a few times now there's been some proper determined effort. None of the ships have been lost yet, but they've suffered some crew losses. Fortunately,
So
though,
is it just the Sahagin, or is it like anything involved with the orcs?
you'd have to ask. Right now you're just picking up people talking about it, you see. And
Okay.
and it's that frustrating thing of they're talking about something you're interested in, but they're not fucking asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Like, what about the orcs? What about the orcs? And then Shelley tells to me that actually the captain was dashing when he defended the boat. I don't fucking care about him. Get to the fucking enemies. Stop
Oh.
chewing on your muffin and just tell me if it was orcs. A few bits and pieces. Like there is a fort on next to the shoreline that should be defending against us here. There should be more patrols out. But apparently all they've heard from out there is there's a bit more merc work going for the place. Must be a change of the guard. Maybe they're shifting some Azales out to go more eastwards.
That makes sense. Rain thinks that makes sense because, you know, the orcs aren't coming in via the ocean yet.
Ah, yes, water orcs. The orcs. The worst of all. But yes. And you know what? We've got 5 minutes left in the session, so I think we're going to cut it here. Because we don't really want to start anything big roleplay-wise or just get anything continue and have to interrupt it.
Yeah.
So that'll do for tonight.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week. Any issues?
Nope.
Don't think so.
Okay.
Should be good.
And hopefully fucking next week we'll have a Saltmarsh session as well.
Yay!
Though Hilarious Pan has told me in advance he will not be able to attend on the 19th, so that's a bollocks. Maybe I can kill his character off before then. But yeah, that's the end of the session. Now to hit the button that says stop streaming.